In the previous video, we discussed how insulin um, converts sugars into fat and then transports that fat onto the fat cells. In other words, um, insulin is where the whole thing starts. Since in ketogenic lifestyle, what we do is we consume very little carbohydrates and also very little proteins. So the insulin is not triggered that often or for that long. So the production and storage of fat is not happening. Okay, now the question is, what happens if we eat a lot of fat? Won't it just go and would be saved into the fat cells? The answer is no, because for fat to be saved, we need insulin. Since in ketogenic lifestyle, we avoid trigger of insulin, thereby the fat storage process is not triggered or is not launched. So, for example, the question is, well, what happens if we eat a lot of fat? That fat would not be stored. That fat would be consumed for energy, and the rest would be discarded. So, when everything is said and done, the fat storage or the weight gain has to do a lot with insulin, and insulin has to do with carbs, and carbs has to do with sugars, and so on and so forth. So in a simple way, ketogenic lifestyle, we consume very little carbs, therefore a very little sugar is produced, and a very little insulin is triggered, so the fat is not stored. Now, since we consume very little carbs, so our body learns to burn fat for energy, because body is very smart. When it needs energy, it looks for carbs first, not carbs, the sugars. And if it does not find sugar, then it taps into fat. So, so the whole process revolves around teaching your body how to burn fat. Okay, by default or as is, the body is not used to burning fat. When carbs are all burned out, it triggers a hunger hormones, and you would want to eat more. So you never give your body a chance to go and tap the fat. So in step one, we are teaching our body um, to tap or to burn fat for energy. Now, this fat first we actually supply through our food intake by consuming fat. As our body adapts to burning fat, then from now on, when it needs energy and there are no sugars in the system, then it automatically switches on to fat. And since there is no fat in the digestive system, so it taps onto the stored fat. And that's how your body starts burning fat, and that's how you lose weight. Because your body needs energy to function, and since there is no other energy available, so it has to produce energy, and that energy is produced by tapping into stored fat. So that's what the ketogenic process or lifestyle or thing is. Okay, now for our body to learn or to tap into stored fat, or the fat burning is called is defined as ketosis. So when your body switches into ketosis, it burns fat, and for us to get into ketosis, our body has to go through a transformation from carbs to fat, and that transformation creates problems. And since our body is not used to burning fat, so for the first few days, we go through a keto flu. And what that is that our body is not used to burning fat. So it has, since it's going through a transformation, so it sort of so to summarize, for us to go through to adopt a ketogenic lifestyle, first thing we have to do is we have to teach our body how to tap into or how to burn fat for energy. Once our body learns that, from then on, whenever energy is needed, we tap into stored fat, and from there on, we lose weight. Now, some people have not eaten for a few days, for a week, for a month, and even there are some people who have not eaten for a year, and they still survived. So the question is how? Well, their body has learned to burn fat for energy, so they survive without eating for days and weeks on, just on stored fat on their body. Okay, well, some more of this to follow, so stay tuned. Take care. Bye.